Okay, so Bad Wine and Lemon Cake. Thank you so much for being patient. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this. I'll say I know I don't play everything perfectly, but I'm pretty sure at least the important part, which is the verse part, I'm pretty sure I've got that right. The chorus slash bridge area is a little more freeform the way I do it, but I wasn't able to figure out like exactly what they're doing. So hopefully this will at least help enough to get you to where you want to be with it. So I'm just gonna teach the verse parts first, and then I'll teach the other two parts. I'm gonna start with the right hand. So it's just and all that is an A chord that he kind of just like breaks down. So it's A, C sharp, E, A, and this is right above middle C, and then down to the G sharp, C sharp, E, G sharp, F sharp, C sharp, E, F sharp, and then the octave F sharp, E, D, C. So that's all. That's the entire right hand for the verse, and then when it does those little breaks, like right before the vocals start and in the middle, it's just so it just goes when it hits that F sharp, it stops and then just does the C sharp, E, and back into the A, and then the left hand just goes. So that's just, and again, this is 2 octaves below middle C on that first A. It's just an A, E, G sharp, E, F sharp, E, then the octave below that E up to the G sharp. And when I do it, obviously you can do it whatever way makes you comfortable, but I hit the E with my pinky, and then the G sharp with my middle, and then just sort of cross over back to the A to restart the sequence. And when it does that, leading into the vocals, you just let that F sharp ring out, and you just don't go down to the climb for the E to the G sharp. And that is honestly like all of the verse, except he plays around with octaves a little bit, where twice. One is halfway through the middle verse where he says, "At my funeral." So the first part of it, he stays, in the normal spot. But then when they do he actually jumps down an octave on "And at my funeral," so he goes down to. Sorry about that. So yeah, he plays the rest of that verse down in that octave range, and similarly in the final verse for the entire verse, his right hand goes up an octave from here to up here, so he's playing, and I think he might move the left hand up an octave from the standard, but I think he keeps it down here, so it ends up sounding like. And that he stays up there with that again through that entire verse and through all the "I'm fine" part. And that is all that right, except for the very, very end when he comes out of the "I'm just fine" part. Sorry again. And come down to, again, right by middle C, just a first inversion A chord. You could do an octave down here for that A. That wouldn't be crazy, but I like to, because it's supposed to be soft and sweet, I like to just do the single note here and then just the C sharp E A to end the song. So that is literally all of the verse stuff and the end of the song. And again, that part I'm pretty sure I have right. The other part I am less certain about, but what I'm doing, is, and this is for when they do the while I'm orbiting the world part, I just do a little, that's wrong. Orbiting the world, and it's so pretty and so lonely. Wow, I'm all over the place today. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I'm literally just doing B, F sharp, B, just the power chord there, into just a B minor. So D, F sharp, B, and again, this is right around middle, or my right hand is right around middle C. And that part isn't just in B, E, B, so just kind of going to a E power chord, basically, into a standard E triad up here, so E, G sharp, and B. And just shift these two fingers over. It's all I'm doing. And when I do both of those chords, I play around a little bit in the scale. So for this one, I just hit the E sometimes, and I sometimes do a D and A. So, and then for the E, I also like hit this F sharp sometimes. I don't like to do the A as much inside of the E chord. But you can do whatever you want. And sometimes coming up to this inversion with the G sharp, B and E. I don't really do much more than that. It's just those little patterns there, and then it ends with going from the E to the left hand just stays the same, just still that B, E, and B. But the right hand goes to an E minor, so it just goes to the E, G, and B. But then he goes right back to an E major for that little climb. Sorry. Oh, right. No, sorry, that's the other part. I'm so sorry. So that he does stay on the E minor there, sorry. So he just hits that E minor kind of softly, and then he just does a climb an octave up on the E minor, so E, G, B, E. Another octave up on an E. And that is that whole, I don't know if you call that a chorus or whatever, but that's that whole while orbiting the world part of the song. And then the I Could Just Die, it's literally those same two chords, it's just a little bit longer. Just like, yeah. Could just die. So it's literally, again, just that B, F sharp, B, and then a D, F sharp, E, and playing around with those same notes that I was talking about for the chorus, and then B, E, B, B, and playing around with that and adding that F sharp in sometimes. And then at the end there, it just does a first interval climb on E. So it's G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B. So. And that is literally everything. I apologize, I got a couple things a little funky there, but that's literally everything. If this doesn't work for you, I'm more than happy to do something else or talk you through anything. But thank you so much for liking my video.